Welcome to C-Fan Sports. This channel is dedicated to the nation of Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin, and this is Mariner Weekly. This is a special week because we dipped our little paws deep into our farm system and we pulled up Logan Gilbert. We pulled up a little kid named Kelenic. We sent him off into left field, and we put Logan on the mound, and we got not great results the first night. But Kevin, give me the stat line for Logan. Let's start there.
Well, Logan pitched 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts, which was good. But
Right.
2 home runs.
Okay, so Logan, average night. We'll take 4 innings. I mean, it's your first. From what I understand, he was on what, a 110 pitch count. Is that what he was on?
Yeah.
So he got to those 110 pitches. From what I understand, a couple of pass balls that could have got him out of innings, that maybe could have put him deeper into the game other than 4 innings. So Logan, I liked what I saw from him. Kevin, what did you think?
Yeah, I like this stuff. I mean, he showed the strikeout potential. He's a quality pitcher. First time up, made some mistakes, a couple mistakes. You learn from it. I'm okay. The hard part is, once again, I mean, there was the second home run he gave up. I believe there was somebody on base, 2-run home run. Would have been solo shots. It would have been a little bit different. We still would have lost. But overall, I thought he pitched well. It wasn't outstanding. It wasn't electric, but he pitched good.
Yeah. And that's what all we wanted from this kid is come up and be an adequate pitcher and hopefully give us some innings before Marco and others can come back to being healthy. So let's talk about this. Oh, go ahead.
I think he was a little amped up as well. It was kind of
butterflies.
Yeah. How would you not be? I mean, you've got to be so excited that you're pitching the major leagues. So
right. All right, Kevin. Then we have this other kid named Kelenic.
Yep.
Heard a little bit about him. There's a little bit of hype surrounding him.
A little bit.
Comes up the first night, 0 for 4.
0 for 4.
Then he comes out the second night, and that kid caught fire. 3 for 4. Yep. His first hit in a major league uniform this year was a home run.
Yep.
Then he followed it up with 2 singles, and he turned into doubles because he's that aggressive on the base paths. And you know what? Darn it, Kevin, if he didn't look absolutely everything as billed.
Yeah.
Then Saturday and Sunday came. Games we won, he went 0 for 5 in both of those games.
Yeah. In the one game on the 15th, he went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
But he's young.
He is young.
He's raw. And then yesterday he got another hit. So right now he's batting at a $182.
Yep.
Would we have had that same kind of spark Friday night that kind of propelled that 3-game win streak without his performance Friday night? I don't know if we could have. I honestly think that we go into that Cleveland comes into town and we don't have that spark Friday night. I don't know if we win 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he is exactly what we talked about. He is a spark plug. He's going to have to learn their pitching because everybody knows who he is. Mm-hmm. There's been enough talk about this guy that all the major leagues know who he is and what he can do, and he's just got to figure it out. I mean, he's hitting better than 162. So I mean,
well, Kevin, simple math tells us that. But yes, absolutely.
So we got to give him a chance. Give him 40 days, 50 days, see what happens.
Absolutely. So you're not ready to panic?
No, I'm not ready to panic.
Are you sure? Because that kid Taylor that we replaced him with, all he's done is gone down to AAA and got 14 for 22 with 14 ribbies.
Yeah, well, Kelenic was tearing it up in AAA as well. So
right. Well, again, I agree with you. I'm being facetious.
I know
because everybody likes to say, well, this is what we could have had, but now that Taylor's down there, he's fixed his off-speed problems. And we need to get him back up and send back. No, we need to get some consistency.
Yes.
But I'm still, man, Kevin, I'm still looking at the outfield pieces that we have got for a long time with Trammell and Julio Rodriguez, who's just killing it in single A. Kevin, what's the stat line down there?
Well, it looks he's got a 353 batting average, and he's just on fire. He was player of the week in single A. I mean, Sunday's game, the score was 20-3. I mean, that's like a football score.
Who missed the extra point?
I don't know, but somebody did. But
somebody missed the extra point.
Crazy. You know, and the Aqua Sox are 10-2.
Not for much longer, unfortunately.
No.
From what I understand, Julio is going to bye-bye, heading to Arkansas.
The Arkansas Travelers.
Absolutely. So, and not only that, but he also home run. He hit a home run in 4 straight games. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was reading an article today about it was actually from Spokane that they were talking about the Spokane Indians because they're playing
Washington.
Yeah, they're playing
Spokane, Washington.
Yes.
Isn't that where Gonzaga is at, Kevin?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. All right, sorry.
There was an article from Spokane talking about the Indians, and the article was mentioning that all the prospects on this Everett Aqua Sox team, that if you are a fan of baseball, that you need to get down to the stadium and watch this series because there's so much major league talent on one team. Where did that? I've heard that before.
I think that's happened. I think we heard that right here at C-Fan Sports.
Right here.
C-Fan Sports. So, you know, if you look at this outfield going forward, and you look at what I like to call them the Mint Collection with Hamniger, Kyle Lewis, Taylor Trammell, Jared Kelenic, Julio Rodriguez, 5. Something's going to have to give. We're going to either have to move one of them to DH, you know, and then not only that, but you throw in a Ty France that can play a little outfield. You know, he's a utility player. I know he's on the disabled list right now, or you like to call him TY France, but you know, TY. So, okay, Kevin. So we play really well against Cleveland, and then we bring in Detroit, who's not having as good a season, and we drop our first win. What do you see going forward against Detroit? And then when we go down to San Diego, do you see us turning it around? Do you see us, you know, having some more struggles? Or next week at this time, we're going to talk about still being at 500. What do you think, Kevin?
Well, I think our bullpen fixed some of their issues that they were having for a week. They pitched pretty solid the last few days in the last series, I should say. I believe that once we get our starting pitching back, like Marco and the few other guys that are injured, start bringing them back off the injured reserve list, I really believe it's going to change things around. And I think if the bats can stay hot or get a little hotter,
I'm settling for lukewarm at this point, Kevin.
I really believe it comes down to pitching. And right now, our pitching isn't as good as the other team's pitching, in my opinion. And if we could stay 500 ball during that time frame, I'm happy.
Okay, so you're thinking that we can hopefully come back and take 2 for 3 from Detroit. So the next 2 nights we're going to stay hot, and then if we can go down to San Diego against the boys down there that are looking dynamite.
Yeah, they are a good team.
Tatis is. Yes. Anyway, I don't know if we can get 2 out of 3, but man, I tell you what, I'd sure be happy. But I would settle for at least getting 1 game out of that series.
Correct.
So, you know, if we come back next week at this time and be talking about being a 500 ball club again, you know, we're going to ask that question every week.
Yeah.
Buyers or sellers, Kevin? We buyers or sellers?
Right now, we're still buyers.
We're still buyers.
We're 4.5 games out of first. I know we're 4 games outside of Houston. So we're right in the middle of our pack and sitting right at 500. I believe that as long as we're still, you know, 5, 7, maybe 8 games, prefer not to be 8, but 7 games out of first, I think we're still buyers. And as long as we could continue to play 500 ball and maybe the A's and the Astros start kind of coming back down to, you know, they hit a rough spot, that they lose a few games here and there, I think we're still going to be competitive. I also believe that we play San Diego very, very well. We share the same training facility down in Peoria, and we always play them solid. And so I think that series is going to be fun. But I still believe we will get at least one win out of there.
All right, Kevin. Here's my, if we're buyers, okay, can we please get a catcher? I cannot continue to watch Murphy and Torrance do the pass ball dance and then bring us nothing to the plate on top of it. We've got to be buyers. If we're going to buy, it's got to be a catcher. I don't see another position that we're that weak at. I looked in our farm system, the top 35 prospects that we have Kyle Raleigh at number 5.
Yeah.
And then it's a long way down before I see any other catching prospects anywhere on our list.
Yeah.
It's like we went outfield. Hey, what about a catcher? We don't need catchers.
I believe that Cal is a solid defensive catcher, and he has an amazing swing. If he can get it turned around where he's hitting the ball consistently, I think, his first run at AAA. Mm-hmm. And so it always takes time, to get the bats in and get the bat swinging properly. Right. He is a solid catcher with a solid bat who is going to be legitimate Major League Baseball catcher for a long time.
So you can't bring back Dave Valley.
No,
can't bring Dan Wilson back.
No, Dan the Man's out.
Yeah, there's none of those guys. I hate to say it, I'd even take Jesus Montero at this point right now.
No.
No. Yeah,
I think Luis Torrens is actually a solid catcher. They've had some mistakes. I think they're trying too hard right now to win. I think all these guys are playing too hard.
But I've been reading about Torrens is not calling a good game either.
Yeah, well, I could be wrong. So
I'm worried about that. We talk about some of the things that we get concerned about. Man, I tell you, to me, our catcher position right now is completely devoid of talent, besides Cal Raleigh. At the major league and at the minor league level. We have an influx of talent all the way around the field. But, when I'm looking at Mike Zunino's numbers and going, hey, Tampa Bay, can we get him back, please? There's got to be something said to that. We've got to start thinking of if Kyle Raleigh is the guy, we're going to have to start thinking that is where we're going to go, or we're going to need to go out and buy. Yeah. We're going to need to buy a catcher.
And I wouldn't say they won't look at catchers this year, but Cal is the future in the catcher position. He is the future. And
okay,
Luis last year when we did the trade, he played unbelievable baseball for us last year in 2020. Did a phenomenal job, and so they're struggling this year. Murphy, he played and batted extremely well in 2019. And last year he was injured. I don't know if he's healthy. I don't know what's going on, but I think they're both decent catchers. They're not elite starters. They are decent catchers that are probably backup catchers, so that when Cal is ready, or when they do finally bring him up, or, when he's ready to run, they have a couple options as a backup catcher. But they're both solid. They're not bad catchers. They're just not producing this year, and I don't know why.
Well, I tell you what, you heard what Kevin said, and you heard what I said. So I tell you what I want you guys to do is down below, I want you to tell us either Kevin is full of BS and you don't like Murphy or Torrens, or you think that we should be out there uncovering or looking over every rock, behind every tree, seeing if we can find some catching help to come in that can at least hit 200, make that catching position a little bit more valuable than it is right now. Kevin, you got anything else as far as any prospect news or anything on their team that you wanted to go over with us?
No, I'm good. I haven't, been paying too much attention besides the Everett Aqua Sox this year. So having fun watching those. I don't even know what's going on in Tacoma, to be honest with you, but
those Rainiers.
Yeah. So I'm having fun. I love baseball, and I could talk about baseball forever, but right now, we're kind of in a low, in my opinion. I believe we're going to come out of it.
I hate to say that taking 3 for 4 for the Cleveland Indians is a low, Kevin. Your standards are pretty high.
Well, we're playing 500 ball, and that was the only series we've won in probably 5 series.
Well,
So,
you know what, Kevin? We're what, 42 games into the season?
Yep.
And if you'd have come to me at the beginning of the season, say we'd be at 500 with 42 games in, I'd have been okay with that. But, I think seeing the collection of talent that we have,
yeah.
I think our expectations have gone up a little bit.
Well, I was hoping that at the beginning of the season, the way we were playing, the way the bullpen was pitching, the way our starters were producing, I thought that we actually could be, 5-7 games above 500 right now.
That's you're a little more optimistic than I am, Kevin.
I am an optimistic guy, and I'm going to keep that way because I'm still a buyer, not a seller. So
I know you've still got that rosy attitude right now.
I do.
If you guys think that we should be at 500 or below or above, you believe with Kevin, you believe you're kind of sitting in the pessimistic corner with Dave, make sure you leave us a comment down below. Kevin, I think that's all we got for Mariner Weekly this week. You have an awesome week, and I will talk to you next week.
Peace.
Bye.